Hey everybody. I just finished watching season 2 of Afterlife, Ricky Gervais's dramedy, I guess you can call it. I'm not very familiar with Ricky's work. I've seen a couple of things that he's done, some stand up and um, The Invention of Lying. I think that's what it's called. It was on Netflix. It was pretty good, but I prefer Afterlife actually. Um, if you don't know what it's about Ricky's character named Tony who loses his wife to cancer and is trying to navigate his life after she's gone. It goes through a lot of emotional up and down roller coaster moments with him, which is kind of weird to see his acting range. He's very good, surprisingly. I thought he was mostly just a goofy comedian, but he does serious and drama and sadness very well. He's very convincing. Throughout the story, you see that his wife has left him little videos and suggestions on how to carry on and cope and to make sure he takes care of their dog. Um, and the dog basically is the one that saved his life after she died because he was pretty suicidal and depressed and everything like that. And if it wasn't for the dog, he probably would have offed himself. But it follows through his job. He works for his brother-in-law at this local newspaper, and they go out and cover stories of the citizens of the little town and all the goofy things that they do, like the baby that's dressed like Hitler, or the kid who plays the recorder through his nostrils, and little stories like that pop up. And it goes through his relationships and how he basically, in the first season, he basically figures that he could act however he wants to because he doesn't care if he lives or dies, and he plans on killing himself anyway, so he thinks he could just be awful to everyone. So he's kind of a little jerk at first, and people don't seem to really like him or anything, but they're sympathetic because they know what he's been going through. And um, towards the end of the first series, he starts to realize that it's not about that, and he needs to work on himself and better things and be better to people. So by the time we get to the second season, though, there's a big shift in his personality. I don't know if he's going through a different stage of grief, but he seems to be more depressed and more upset, and he cries easier, and he drinks more, and he seems to be even more suicidal than before in the first series. I'm not going to spoil too much because it's, you know, if you haven't seen it, you just go ahead and watch it because it's pretty good for someone. I'm not familiar with Ricky at all, like I said, but you get sucked into the story. It's very easy to follow. There aren't many characters to it. You could pretty much, everyone has their own little side story, but they're easy to remember. You don't have to think about it too much. They're little short 27, 28 half-hour episodes, which helps too. I watched all, what is it, 6 or 7 episodes of the new series, all in span of a few hours this afternoon, so that was nice. I wish there was more, actually, because by the end you wanted more. It's one of those shows that just keeps on, giving, so to speak. It got really emotional at the end. I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't cry or anything like that, but it kind of choked you up, and you know, you have to reevaluate your own how you act towards other people. It seems like he wants you to think about that kind of thing. And having lost both my parents to cancer, it was a little hard to watch some of the scenes. When they showed his wife, losing her hair or going through treatments, or how he was processing it all. Some of it hit close to home, but it was still very enjoyable. It had its funny moments too. Don't get me wrong; it's Ricky, so of course you're gonna laugh. But I think it seems like it was more serious than funny. But first impressions is I hope there's a third series, third season, so to speak, on Netflix. Um, I think it'll do very well. I want to see where he goes with his character and his new relationships. and things like that, and other characters' new relationships. The one person I don't want to see back is the psychiatrist, though, because that guy's just a jerk. I don't want to say worse things than that, but he's meant to be. I mean, there's a lot of for a psychiatrist, he cares more about his own self than the patients, and he does a lot of unethical things. And it seems like the first season, Ricky's character was done with him. The second season, the brother-in-law's character was, I think, fed up with him too. Thank goodness. So maybe he won't be back. Who knows? Maybe they'll find him in a pub somewhere next season if there is one. But yeah, it was very enjoyable, very good. Out of 10, give it a 9, I guess, if I'm having to score it. But yeah, I really liked it. I hope to see more from Ricky. I haven't watched The Office, and I haven't watched Derek. I've seen The American Office here and there, but supposedly it's not the same as the British version, which is better, and you know how that goes. So maybe I'll watch that sometime. But if you've seen Afterlife and want to comment and talk about it, go ahead, leave your comments below. Tell me what you think, if you're looking forward to it, looking forward to more. If you don't like it, whatever. I know Ricky's kind of controversial sometimes, but he is funny, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one.